Thank you. I'll try not to stand too close to the microphone. I'm loud too, so I'll apologize if I hurt you. So tremendous honor to get the opportunity to speak to this group. A lot of familiar faces in here. Excited to see so many of you. For me, every year, we think about the contributions we want to make to organizations. And this is quite simply the easiest check that I write every single year. And it's an easy check to write for a handful of reasons. Number one, this activity gave me my mentor. This activity gave me a man that believed in me more than anybody else in the world. For those of you who knew Billy Tate, that man, his love for me and his belief in me is simply put the reason I am where I am today. I absolutely believe I never would have had the success that I've had. I never would have had the opportunities I had without Billy seeing me as an 8th grader and saying, this kid can do it. And I think for those of you in the room who are coaches, that is the absolute real world impact that you have on people's lives. And to be able to contribute to a fund that brings people to this tournament, to be able to be influenced by you, to have the opportunity to interact with the people they get to interact with. That is unbelievably powerful, and I think that is the legacy that Billy left in so many ways. We were chatting at our table a few minutes ago, but before I got up here, and talking about the warmth that Billy had and his interest in bringing people to a tournament like this, and the detail and the attention to detail that he put into things. Fundamentally who he was, and for those of you who didn't know him, I certainly wish you got the opportunity. But for me, sort of two things I would say that I would highlight beyond the personal level. Number one, and it's personal, it's a different type of personal. I met my wife through this activity. So that's good, that's important. I have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, wouldn't have had them without speech and debate. You don't hear that one every day, do you? Speech and debate helped me have children. So that's good. My wife was a debater at Vestavia Hills in Birmingham, debated for Marilee Dukes. I debated for Billy. A natural match. Those two things were destined to come together. For those of you who know those personalities, you know how appropriate and yet how ironic that probably is. Number two, professionally for me, I spent the last year actually selling my company. So we built a healthcare consulting firm and we sold it to a Blackstone company. An experience that is not entirely joy-filled, to say the least. But what I will tell you about that experience, and something that speech and debate helped me probably more than anything else, when you go through that process, you spend your life hanging out with investment bankers and private equity guys for 6 months. Not real friendly and warm people. But I would tell you this, the experience to me was generally effortless and probably amusing at some level, in large part because the experiences I had in high school and in college doing debate were a hell of a lot harder than that experience ever was. And so I thank all of you for joining. For those of you who also contribute, you're doing the right thing. And I think one of the things I want to focus in on in the years ahead is really getting more alums to get excited about contributing to this organization. I think there's an enormous number of people whose lives were changed by coaches like Billy, and the experience of being involved in this activity gave them opportunities that were real. We all need to stay incredibly focused on engaging those individuals, really working to get them to contribute as well. So appreciate the opportunity to chat and share some thoughts. And welcome to our hometown, Dallas. Certainly excited to have you here.